Today I'm making a wire candle holder to go with this beautiful candle created by my friend Amanda. Hey guys, so my friend Amanda Wan opened up a new Etsy shop and she's selling candles. So I just received my candle from her. I'm going to open it up. And for those of you who don't know, I have a podcast on another YouTube channel and I actually interviewed Amanda a while back. I can link that up below in the description. And she's a YouTuber, entrepreneur, she has a podcast, all kinds of things, lots of cool things. So this is her recent venture, is making candles. So I'm gonna open it up and she's selling on Etsy. And there we go, so she's got a beautiful, beautiful sort of setup in the box there. It smells amazing already, that's incredible. Let's open up the candle and, ooh, there we go. Beautiful, in a nice little pouch. It's called Malibu Rum Cupcake Soy Candles. So these are soy candles, which are wonderful. Let's open it up. So non-toxic and all that. And we're going to bring it out of the bag. Ooh, even the bottle is nice and soft. Well, let's open it up. Smells amazing. Oh my gosh, it smells incredible. I don't think I'm going to want to burn this, but there we go. So here's the candle with the flowers in there. Amazing. What you're going to need for this project is a candle in a jar. This is the Calm Candle Malibu Rum Cupcake. It smells amazing. And you're going to need copper wire. This is a 7-strand wire, so I buy it at a hardware store. I'm going to have to take the pieces apart and clean them. And I'm using my tools as well. So probably the best gauge would be about a 18 or 16 gauge wire. So I'm going to straighten the wire with this straightening tool from Artistic Wire. Beadalong Company sent me a big box of amazing supplies, and this is one that I hadn't tried before, so let's give it a shot. We're basically going to put the wire in here and close it up and then just hold it tightly and pull the wire straight. So this is actually really good because this is a wire that's very twisted and very difficult to straighten, so you can go over it a couple times if you need. And then I have a polishing cloth because it is an industrial wire and it needs a little polishing. So this was a prototype I made for the candle holder. Basically, it's the same design for a crystal holder that I did a tutorial for before. I'll link it up below. And basically what I did was I made this little bit shorter and then I just wound these into spirals to put the candle in like that. So what I'm going to do is take my wire and about 6 inches or so from the end, I'm just going to bend it on a right angle, and then you can get your jar. If you're worried about scratching the jar, just get another jar or a round form just to wind this around, because we need it to be able to fit in there. So we're going to just wind this around here to do a complete circle, okay, and then you're going to bend it around here. Now if you do want it a little bit bigger than the candle, just remove it and make your bend a little bit, like say a 1/4 inch or so over from the end, so that way it'll be a little bit bigger to give you a little bit of leeway. So we're just going to turn this around in a complete circle and then bend this back here. And then what I want to do is actually bring this one over to the other side. So we're going to bring this one over here, okay, and just to make sure it stays kind of circular. And then we're going to bend this around through here and up. Okay, so we're going to bring it right around. This wire is very stiff. It's a 18 gauge, but actually I think it's maybe even more than 18 gauge. I think it's probably more like a 16 gauge from the look of it. And we're just going to bend it. I bought it on a big roll. It wasn't really marked, but yeah, come to think of it, I think it's 16 gauge. So then we're going to bring this one up here. So we have our first line. And then from there, we'll get our other wires. Now these ones are probably too long. You really need the 2 feet of wire to do the base, and after that you can cut smaller wires for the other wires. Like these are definitely too long, so what we're going to do is we want to do a bunch of lines of wires across here. So let's get this one, and we're going to just twist it in here. What I like to do is just start the wire with the round pliers, so we'll just bend that, give it a good start, and then bring it over here and just twist it around. So we're just going to bring this one around. Now, doesn't matter really how many of these you do. It's just going to like depend on the look you want. They don't even have to be totally even. So we're just going to bring this around. I'm going to bend it around a couple of times so it'll be solid. And then over here, let's say leave about maybe 1/2 inch or something in between each one. This is going to make the base of the candle holder. So we're going to bring this around. This wire is definitely too long. I'm going to trim it. So we'll bring this around here and bring that up. Now I think if all your wires are about, you know, 6-8 inches, then you could do a decent sized spiral with them. So let's just give it a cut here. So now we're going to do our next one in here. We're just going to bring this one, say, to here. So leave a little bit here. And then same thing, let's start it with our round pliers. That way it just makes it easier if you start the bend with the pliers, especially with the stiff wire. So bring it here and bring that around. And we're working our way over here with the ends. So we have wire kind of spread out all around the circle. So this is going to be up here, and then this one around here, and we can adjust the positioning after. So we're going to bring this one here and bring it through. If the ends are too long and you find them awkward, just trim them. But I'll be able to tell you about the right length of the wire after I add this one, because it was 2 feet. This one was 2 feet. So if we bring it up here and we cut about that much off, so I would cut that wire maybe more like 18 inches should be fine instead of 2 feet. There we go. Depends on how big your candle is too. So here's that, and now we're going to keep going with the other side. So once you have them all set up like that, you can go around and pinch these in place to make sure that they don't kind of go back and forth too much. So you can just tighten them up and go one by one and make sure they're positioned in the way that you want. And from here you can trim the wires. Some could be a little higher, some could be a little lower. You can just alternate them to make them more interesting. So whatever you want to do for lengths of the wires is fine. It's always nice to alternate them a little bit. It just makes it a little more interesting. And there we go. That higher and lower, and that should be good. So now what you're going to do is get your larger round pliers. So I have these ones here from Beadalon, and we're going to take the end and just do our spirals. So we're just going to twist it in here so you can see what I'm doing. I have different methods of making spirals. Sometimes I make the cone first, and other times I just go like this. So if you're going to do it this way, just bring it in, and it's a little awkward to hold this big thing with all these wires. It kind of flips a bit, but you'll kind of get the hang of it. So just bring this in. Once you've started your spiral, you can even bring it in by hand and just play around with it. So go ahead and work on that. Just do your spirals. You can do different, like back and forth zigzag shapes. You can add beads. There's all kinds of things you can do once you reach this stage with the wires. You can dangle beads off it with a thinner wire. The sky is the limit, really. You can also alternate the direction of your spiral. So if that one goes that way, we can put that one kind of going the opposite way. And so it just gives it a little more variety when you alternate the direction of the spirals and the size and the height of the spirals. So once you have all your spirals done, you can adjust the shape. You can like kind of arch one over the other. You can just play around with how you want them to look. You can do some lower and some higher. You can just adjust the sort of the angles and all that stuff, just to, you know, how you think it looks aesthetically pleasing. You know, everybody's got their different ideas. And like I said, if you want to add beads, it's no problem at all. There's a lot you can do with this design. I think it just gives you a nice basic idea for how to make a like sturdy candle holder. And there we go. So we're just going to play around with it, and you can always alter it later if you want. And then you're just going to like open these up and make sure they're kind of like surrounding the candle in a good way. This too, if you find it wobbly, there's a way to do that, to adjust it. You have to go instinctively. You kind of pick it up and just kind of bend it back and forth, and then as you see, you know, if it needs more like adjusting, you can definitely like adjust it a little bit. Sometimes what I do is I actually get my pliers and give it a little bend in that way to make it more solid. So there's many ways you can adjust it so it's more even. It's very instinctive in a way, and then you kind of pick it up and then just kind of bend it out. And there, that worked, amazing. So now we're gonna get the beautiful candle, and this has like lovely little dried flowers and stuff in it. Beautiful, beautiful scent. So we're gonna stick it in there, and it makes an incredible little simple candle holder. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire work, be sure to join the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club on Facebook. I'll link it up below. And if you'd like to check out my wire work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so I'll link that up below, and I'll send you my free Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time.